Hey Crafty Dolls, welcome back, and thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. If you're new, my name is Amber. I love all things DIY home decor and some organization, but really I love creating DIYs, specifically signs. But if you're not new, hey doll, hey. So today is my third part video in my she shed series, and where you last left me off, I was clearing out my craft room upstairs in my house and then prepping my shed to move in. And today's video is where we're gonna pick up from. I have a fun project that I attempted to, did the best that I could because I am not a professional, and I'm headed over to Home Depot with my baby girl Phoebe, and we are going to get some wood. So here I am, last little bit of cleaning out that craft room. I kept all the large pieces of furniture in until my husband could help me move them out. What you doing, Phoebe? Huh? Huh? What you doing? Phoebe, what are you doing? My wreaths that was on the wall. See, look, the wall's empty. I'll put it down there until I get a new one. But this is what this room looks like. I'm all done packing everything up, storing it away, and ready to move down. But let's go ahead and head to Home Depot. So the reason I'm going to Home Depot is because I want to create a board and batten wall on one of my walls in my she shed. It'll be like, okay, Phoebe. It'll be like my accent wall, if you will. And so I'm just going by to see what wood pieces that I need. So I ended up getting some some common board. I first went to go see about some poplar board, but it was just way too expensive. It came out to like $400 or something, maybe less than that. But I don't know. It was just too much. So I looked at the poplar board. Then I was like, yeah, no, too expensive. So I went to the common board, which they seem pretty similar to me. And I just double checked to make sure that they weren't bent. It wasn't any curves in it. And we were good to go. Now, I know everybody wants to know what paint color I chose. So here it is. And the winner is... So I'm super excited with that color, and I can't wait to get everything started. But first, I'm going to go ahead and start on my board and batten wall. So to create my board and batten wall, I actually went on Google and searched board and batten calculator so I could see how many pieces I needed to create this wall. Now, I wanted my board pieces or my batten pieces to be 4 feet tall. So I had to go ahead and cut some of those down because I think I got 8-foot common boards. So I got this Ryobi table saw for Christmas, and I finally pulled it out of the box and used it. So we're super happy and excited about that. So I just had to measure out my pieces and cut down where I needed to make sure that it fit where it's supposed to fit. So I really, for the 8-foot ones, I just had to cut them in half, and it was a little bit off because of my molding at the bottom of my wall. So I had to just snip off just a little piece on a few of the ends. I am by all means no professional, so this is super amateurish, super YouTube University way of doing it, but it turned out well, really nice, and everybody that sees it loves it. So what I did is, after I had my pieces cut down, I placed my end piece on there, and I put a piece of painter's tape right there so that I knew that is where I needed to start it. And then I put a piece of painter's tape all the way on the length of my wall, so that way my large board piece that goes at the top, I put that at the top, and that one is 10 feet. and they're all 2x, I believe. So once I got all my measuring correct and my spacing as good as I could, I then started to attach my wood pieces using a combination of liquid nails, and I rented a nail gun from the Home Depot. I rented a brad nailer, and that was a godsend because it was super easy to use, very user friendly. And so when I started to place all of my wood pieces, I had some area, it didn't fit all the way, so I had to cut down a smaller piece. Thank God I had an extra wood piece that was the same size at home in my garage, so I just used that, cut that down to size, placed that in with my liquid nails and my nail gun, and that was all she wrote for that part. And then I just went back and repeated this process on getting all of my batten pieces cut correctly, and then I cut down a spacer. And I believe I did 11 inches for that on that spacer. And so what that does, it allows me to get an even amount of spacing in between all of my batten boards. And then I just keep going. I did have some issues because some of my boards went over my outlet, and the first time I did it, I was being really lazy, and I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to skip over this. I don't want to cut this, but I ended up coming over another outlet, and so I had to cut it down to size. So basically I just had to snip off a little bit of the bottom and then just keep cutting it down until I got the pretty perfect, snug piece in there. And once I was able to do that, it worked out. And this is what it looks like. I'm so excited and happy about how it is coming along. I'm so excited about this. So yes, y'all, I built myself a shelf on top of here. Oh my God, I am so proud of myself, super excited, and look at how it turned out. I just am in awe of what I was able to do. It was hard and a lot of work, but I love it. And then now it's time for me to start painting. So what I did is I, of course, chose my Copenhagen bluish greenish. It's more of a green color. It's very, very beautiful in person. And then I'm just using a white, like a bright white color for my ceiling and my board and batten wall. That part where my lights are underneath that wall. So I got all my supplies from the Home Depot, as well as this stick to use for the longer. It goes in 4 different sizes, the way that this paint rod, if you will, reaches the ceiling. So that took me a couple of hours to do. It was hot. I don't have air conditioning yet, but it all worked out. A couple of hours and my white ceiling was all good. So to get the sides of the walls that I didn't really get because of the roller, I got this, it's called a multi-painter and stainer. So hopefully it'll help me get the walls where, the flat side, what am I trying to say? To help me get to where the ceiling and the walls combine, come together, so I don't, because you put painter's tape there so I don't get the walls painted white. I'm going to use this to help. If I just show you, it's probably better than me explaining it. So let's do this. So right here, so essentially this should help me get it painted right on, the edge, which is exactly what I want. So when I remove the painter's tape, it should be a nice crisp line. Now I'm done with the wall, so I have my little helper right here to help me paint the walls. I'm done with the ceiling. So now got my helper helping me paint my wall. So he's gonna do this section over here. He's gonna paint this little section right here. just so I can see his skills first. Make sure he got the goods, because if he don't, he getting kicked back in the house. So we're gonna get that started. So this part was super fun, being able to do this with Caleb. He's, ever since he could tell me that he wanted to do some craft work with me or painting, he would. So he is always the first one to want to help me do it, because I always teach my kids, you always have to try something one time in order for you to know if you like it or not. You can't say you don't like doing something if you've never tried it. So he took that to heart and does it every single time, and I absolutely love it. Okay, so I got a little excited prematurely, did not finish my batten board and batten. I don't know how you say the phrase, but this wall. I need to use my caulk because I need to finish it up a bit, give it more of a professional look, and fill in my holes where my nails are. So I'm gonna do that right now while Caleb is painting. I'm gonna do the rest of the walls. I'm gonna let the caulk cure for 24 hours. And luckily tomorrow's Saturday, it's Friday, I'm off today, so I have the time for this. And then Saturday I will do this wall over here. Yeah, it'll be done this weekend. Phoebe will have her room by next week. So excited. So this process was relatively easy. I just got really dirty, like with my hands and arms. I originally started to do it with like a scraper tool, but I was like, that takes too long. I'm just gonna do it with my fingers. And that's pretty much what I did. I just pumped in some some caulk, and then I just smoothed it out with my finger. And then if my finger got too chunky with the caulk, like too much caulk on it, then I would just clean that off and just use some paper towels or something like that. But this proved to be a step that I should not have missed. And if you do it, do not miss it. It is very important, because if you don't think that those little gaps won't be seen, even where the holes for the nails go in, you can see them when you're up close. Because I did it, I can see every imperfection. But other people just think it's beautiful. And I mean, I do think it's beautiful, but you know what I mean? When you do something, you know the mistakes and where the little, cut around the corner things are. But, it's all good. But anyways, after I was finished with that, and like I said, I let it cure for 24 hours, I went ahead and painted my walls with my Copenhagen color, and I absolutely love it. The second coat give it a little bit of that lighter but softer green color, because when it first goes on, it's a really bright light green, but that second coat really settles in and gives it the I guess like the cottage kind of feel that I was going for. I love farmhouse style, and I feel like green for farmhouse is very, very pretty, especially like a soft, pastel kind of green color. So I was very ambitious, and I was very I was like in a tunnel wanting to finish all of this painting in one day. And I did. It took me 2 hours to finish the ceiling, but it took me about 4 hours to paint everything else. And I just did not come out of there. I don't think I ate. If I did, my husband made me something and Caleb brought it to me, but it's all a blur, but I'm just happy that it is done. And then I was able to move over to my board and batten wall area, and I painted the top part of it with that green Copenhagen color. And then I had to go back and paint the rest of it white, as well as the ceiling where I'm at. I just got to do some touch-ups, and yeah, luckily I still have my sample because I am all out of that gallon of paint, but everything is pretty much done. I'll probably get like a quart to do like the sides at the top up here. Can't really see it. I mean, I know it's there, but when I have stuff up there, I won't be able to see, but I'm just going to use the sample that I have to do some touch-ups. And yeah, it's done with the walls. I still have to do my board and batten wall, but that's white, so I got enough paint for that. So here I am going ahead and painting that board and batten wall with that white paint. I had a lot of the white paint left over, by the grace of God, literally my Copenhagen color ran out when I was finished, and I still had the sample like paint tin that I was able to do all of my touch-ups with. So I was just so happy I didn't have to buy more than the 2 gallons that I bought. I only bought 1 gallon of each color, and I still have a lot of white left over. The board and batten wall, it took about 3 coats of white for me to get that stark white color. I don't know, this wood for some reason just really soaked in a lot of the paint, and it didn't like, I don't know, it was weird. Maybe because common board is not like poplar board. I know I've worked with poplar board before, and it takes the paint really well. This common board, I don't know, it was a lot smoother and slicker, but it just took a lot more paint coats. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. And I got my little helper as always. And once I was done with all the paint, I took down the painter's tape. It was literally like midnight, and I just was like, I've got to finish this. I've got to take it all down. I've got to clean up, because I got to know in the morning, I know that I am done. I want to come in here with fresh eyes and just smile. And that is exactly what I did. It was definitely a long, hard day, but it was such a good day. I am so blessed to be able to have this space to create and to work, and just to have a space of my own and really feel away from it all. I really love that aspect. I don't have air conditioning in there now, but when I get it, it's going to be an oasis for sure. And I can't wait to share the rest of me moving in, organization, but mainly I really can't wait to share a tour with you guys, and that'll come in the next couple of weeks. So today is the day. I am moving a majority of my items into my crafty she shed. Don't know what the name I'm going to give her yet, but I am all cleaned out. Please don't mind my eye if you see anything, or if you like thought, something's wrong, what's going on with her eye? We were at the movies yesterday, and Phoebe, I told her to stop doing something, and she got mad and hit me, but like poked me and scratched my eye. It really hurts. It's been hurting the last couple days. I got LASIK recently, and like it literally feels like a rip in my eye. So I'm going to the doctor tomorrow to make sure everything is okay. It's better than yesterday and much better than this morning, but it still bothers me and it hurts and it feels swollen. Anyways, I'm moving everything in. I swept the floor, mopped the floor. I still have some storage stuff over there that you can't see. I still need to get air conditioning and heating unit in here. I probably will just get an air conditioning unit. To be perfectly honest, I have a space heater that I can bring in here, but yeah, just get an air conditioning unit on this wall over here at the top. So I'm just gonna leave space for that. But I plan on having every single piece from my craft room moved into this shed by end of day. It's Sunday at like almost 6 p.m. But I guess it's kind of end of day, but I mean, I had a really late start this morning. So most of everything is out of the room. Everything's already packed up. And half of the bigger items, like all of my bins that are going to go up in my storage area, are in the kitchen and the living room. Pretty much everything is downstairs except for the things that I need my husband to help me bring down, which is like 3 things. So, but regardless, everything's going to be in here. Before I go to bed tonight, I am determined. Whether or not it's organized is a whole nother story, but I am off of work tomorrow, so I'm going to get up bright and early, drop the kids off at camp, and come in here and organize as best I can so I can start my work day on Tuesday in here. Fingers crossed, and praying to our almighty God. So with this new day comes a new look at my she shed, and she is just as beautiful as I left her last night. And to just be able to move in all of my furniture, that is what I'm doing just today, is just moving everything in, not really organizing too much, just kind of moving in the furniture so I can set it up to see how I can work around and whatnot. I needed my husband's help with a lot of this, but most of the bins and stuff I moved on my own and put in the storage spaces at the top. But yeah, again, I'm super blessed and I'm super happy that it is all done. It was a long time coming. Okay, so I got all the little stuff in here. Now I'm just gonna, I really want to put these bins up, but I know that a lot of them I need to put in my organizers. So I may leave them down for just a day or so. I'm about to get my husband to help me get the rest of the items, but I really need to set up these organizers first so that we can have the space to move everything else around. I'm gonna plug a fan in because I'm burning up and I am so annoyed with all of these bugs. I am glad though my shed is underneath this tree. So let's organize real quick. And honestly, who knows if this is going to be my final setup or look, but I really need to get my two desks in here, my work desk and my crafting desk. Then I can work around that. And those are going to go on this side of the room because of the windows and the door. This side is a little bit more real estate for my desks. My work desk will go in the front right here where this window is, right over here. And then my craft desk is gonna kind of be where you are. So, all right, I think I'm ready for my husband to come down. So that took a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. We had to take the top off of the desk and bring it in. So after another day of just moving my furniture in, I got everything that I needed inside, and now it was just time for me to rearrange, get my bins where they needed to be. But really, it's just this day also I did a lot of reflecting as I was straightening up. I had to rearrange my craft desk and my work desk because it just wasn't functional enough for me to work. I really wanted to be able to see my kids while I was working when they will be outside, because now my work desk actually faces towards their play area, like the little place that they have in our deck, so that I can see everything out there. It's still a little weird because I don't like my back towards the door, and it is, but I can still see when people walk by the window. I know that's a little weird, but I just don't like it. But anyways, I just had to move around some stuff and just get it all to fit the way that I wanted it to before I actually started doing some organization and putting all of my items, like my craft supplies, in here. But yeah, that's it for this video. Again, a lot of reflection done, a lot of happiness, a lot of thinking about my dad, because this is definitely something that he would have loved to help me with. And he was so excited for me to get this. So I'm sorry about crying, but it just makes me happy and sad, but grateful at the same time. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Be blessed, stay safe, and I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.